Drafting with Numot is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com. Explore the game.
Hello friends, and welcome back to another edition of Drafting with Numot, one of the very last Drafting with Numots, at least in the foreseeable future. At the end of the month, I will no longer be producing this draft series, and I will be putting new content up on my site, NumotGaming.com. That doesn't mean there won't be any more Gathering Magic content, but for the current moment, I am going to be working on other endeavors. This week, we have a triple Ravnica draft for you. The original Ravnica, City of Guilds. And because it's triple Ravnica, you're going to have the original guilds and not some of the newer ones. You'll have Selesnya, you'll have Dimir, you'll have... Can't even think of anything else right now for some reason. Boros, but there won't be like Rakdos or anything. So let's join the event and we will see you back when the draft fires. Alrighty, draft is a go, and wow. Open some really nice ones. Loxodon Hierarch, 4 mana, 4/4, and limited is always just fine. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life, and you can sacrifice it to regenerate each creature you control. This is the definition, I think, of a bomb. So we're probably going to take this, but other cards in the pack, Dive Bomber Griffin, very good. 3/2 flyer for 5, and then you can sack it to deal 3 damage to attacking or blocking creature. Golgari Guildmage is great. Not as good as the Selesnya Guildmage, which is a win condition on its own, but all of the Guildmages have great abilities and should be taken pretty highly. Remand, I'm sure you guys are all aware of that card. Brain Spoil is good. Compulsive Research, Conclave Equenaut. A lot of these cards in the format have Convoke, and if you don't know what Convoke is, you can read the card here, but your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 colorless or 1 mana of that creature's color. So, say you have 2 1/1 soldier tokens, white soldier tokens, you can pay 4 mana and tap those 2 soldier tokens to play the Equenaut. So, a lot of sweet cards. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hierarch and see where we end up. Looks like we'll be taking an Equenaut here anyways. Other good cards in this pack, Disembowel, nice removal spell. 1 black X, destroy target creature with converted mana cost X, instant. There's a Nightguard Patrol, 2/1 first strike vigilance. Dismisser is fine. There's a whole cycle of enchantments. This one, regenerate, and target player discards 2 cards. The red one does 3 damage, the blue one draws 2 cards, gives flying, yada yada. Necroplasm is also a pretty sweet card, but it's not one I'm going to take here. I think this is a little bit too variable for me. It's nice that you can dredge its back, and it does a lot of good work, but I think here I'm just going to go with the Equenaut after taking the Hierarch. Ooh, and pick up a Devouring Light or a Faith's Fetters. This pack is great for a green-white. Faith's Fetters, you guys might know this card from previous sets or other cube drafts you've seen. Very good. 4 mana enchantment, basically turns off any permanent and you gain 4. And then Devouring Light. Exile target attacking or blocking creature for 2 white colorless, and it has Convoke. So you can kind of get people when you're tapped out by just tapping your creatures when they don't expect it. I think both of these are really high picks. I think both of these sends an awkward signal, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Devouring Light here. Other good cards, Snapping Drake. Centaur Safeguard is okay. A Signet in the pack as well. There are Signets in this format, and there are also the Bounce Karoo lands, but pretty hard to pass upon a Devouring Light. And pretty easy Veteran Armorer here for us. 2/2 other creatures you control get +0/+1 until end, or rather, just permanent. Mausoleum Turnkey's fun. There's that one of the Karoo lands I was talking about earlier. Another Signet. Have you take the Armor here. And have you take the Nightguard Patrol here. Alright, looks like we're building a really solid white start. I don't have to be paired with green. I could definitely be Boros. You do want to build a guild, or you do want to move into a guild in this format if you can. And white is either Boros or Selesnya. What is this pack? Choose a color. Target creature and each other creature that shares a color with it gain protection for the chosen colors until end of turn. That seems fine. A nice combat trick. Little instant protection. Remember, this can affect your opponent's creatures too, though. Like, if your opponent has a white creature, and you target one of your white, if I target one of my white creatures, that creature's also going to gain random protection. I'm not going to take elves here. We're not, again, locked into green. We only know that we want to be white right now. And you might get past things like Wojek Embermage, which is a great pinger in this format. Doesn't hit players like the Fangtail does, but this really, really does a ton of work, especially if the opponent's not on the same color scheme as you. Happy to take this. And to get a Boros Swiftblade on the wheel. All right. I'm a big fan of the Benevolent Ancestor, but Boros Swiftblade here is really good. Combine it with any pump effects, and the first strike, or rather, the double striker just becomes crazy. It's a card that puts fear into the opponent. Wow. And wheeling the Conclave Equenaut? That's a good sign. I think we'll be moving into a very solid aggressive Boros deck here. We're looking to pick up like Skyknight Legionnaires, some more early drops. Because we have the double Conclave, we're looking for, you know, powerful 1 and 2 drops for sure. And we're in a good position. I think this is a good sign that Boros is open and fits right into my style of playing creatures and attacking with them. Alright, last few picks here in this pack. Blockbuster deals 3 damage to each tapped creature and each player. I mean, I'll take it, but I'm probably not going to run it. And Dogpile and Fire Fiend are both mediocre at best. Dogpile, maybe. This card deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of attacking creatures you control. Not great, but fine. I would generally not want to play it, but in a pinch, if we need playables, I will. But that being said, like, I picked up 8 playables already in the first pack. I think we'll be fine on getting those. And none of the cards in my deck right now are bad. In fact, they're all good. Like, we just picked up another good one here, Screeching Griffin. Surprisingly does a ton of work in this format. Granted, you have to be in Boros, but 4 mana 2/2 is not great for a flyer, but we can pump red into it to make our creatures, or rather our opponent's creatures not block, which is nice. Now, that's kind of surprising to me. We wield the Flash Conscription. I'll just read this real quick. 6 mana, untap target creature and gain control of it until end of turn. That creature gains haste until end of turn if white was spent to cast. That creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage, you gain that much life. So kind of surprising that we wield that, honestly. In fact, we're just getting a ton of red and white cards, and even though they're not good, that's a good sign that red is open. You know, these Ray of Command effects, even if they're 6 mana, are very, very powerful. This format is a little bit fast, but definitely happy to get that. Wow, this pack is just awesome for us. Another Devouring Light, Sunhome, Fortress of the Legion, Riley the Righteous, Thundersong Trumpeter. Ooh-wee. I think we go with the Trumpeter here over the Devouring Light, but it's close. This is like the best common for the Boros deck. Either this or the Skyknight Legionnaire. Hopefully we can wield the Sunhome Fortress, but I think the pick is either Trumpeter or Devouring Light, and I'm going to go with the creature. Great pack. This pack, not as great, but decent. There's another Conclave, which I'm not going to take. I'm actually going to take the 3-drop here. I already have 2 Conclaves, and I don't want to gum myself up with too many of them. We're looking for those early creatures to enable the Convoke. Moroi, also very good. I'm not sure how this is a vampire. It just looks funny, but good card. Ooh. Wow, what is this? Deals X damage to a creature and each other creature that shares a color with it. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. That's so expensive. It's probably correct just to take Boros Swiftblade number 2, honestly. This card is sweet, but it's so expensive. And it's not always going to be that good, whereas Swiftblade is always a welcome addition into the Boros decks. With 2 Swiftblades, we're really looking to pick up some of those combat tricks now, or those pump effects. Rally the Righteous being, or not Righteous, Rally the Is it Righteous? Rally the Righteous being one of them. There are also... Let's see. Excuse me. There are also some equipment in this format, I believe. Grifter's Blade would be good. I haven't seen any Galvanic Arcs, which is a little bit concerning. Okay. Another Veteran Armor is actually a really good pickup. What is this? If damage would be dealt to Phytohydra, put that many 1/1 counters on it instead. Kind of funny. There's a Boros Fury Shield. Also fine, but not amazing, but happy to take another 2-drop here. Pumps our team. Great for the Convoke on top. Our deck's looking really solid. Again, just looking for some pump effects. Really make those Boros Swiftblades scary. Also looking for Skyknight Legionnaires. We haven't seen a single one yet. That would be a welcome addition to my deck. Hey, speaking of, there it is. And the only card in the pack for us. 2/2 Flying Haste for 3. Not getting much better than that in this format, or especially for this deck. Yeah, things are going great. I might not even need to run this Flash Conscription, as weird as that sounds. Like, as it stands, these Conclave are going to be 4 mana, you know, in addition to tapping creatures, or something like that. Dogpile could definitely be a thing, given how many creatures I've already taken. This is a good sign. White, red is very, very open. And I'm here to abuse it. This format can be slow and dirtily. I really like the blue-black mill deck too, but if Boros is open, you know, you got to take it. It's just the way it is. And to further cement the fact that our colors are open when we get past Boros Guildmage, Rally the Righteous, and a Spark Mage Apprentice. I guess Courier Hawk is probably better than Spark Mage, but Boros Guildmage and Rally the Righteous here for us. I think I'm going to go with the Guildmage. I do want to pick up a Rally the Righteous, but it's a common, and given how open Boros is, I'm likely to see another one at some point. So we'll take the Guildmage here. We actually have 5 on-color cards, or 5 multicolor cards. Pretty silly. This is the start to a good draft. Well, what's better than 1 Boros Guildmage? How about a second one? I'm not sure what this card is doing here this late. Pollen Bright Wings is really solid. It's expensive, but look. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many 1/1 green Saproling creatures on the battlefield. That's not just 1. That's 1 for each damage the creature deals. Lurking Informant's also sweet, but... Hell yeah! Oh, we doing stuff now. Oh, we doing stuff. Alright, well, I also can't complain about getting an 8th pick Frenzied Goblin. This is perfect for the deck. Yes, 1/1 for 1. Not very amazing, but... Frenzied Goblin is one of the most aggressive 1-drops you're going to find. Super late Compulsive Research, too, but hey. Whenever Frenzied Goblin attacks, you may pay a red. If you do, target creature can't block this turn. How is that for aggro? How is that for aggro? Okay, what do we wheel here? Sunhome, Fortress of the Legion, Rally the Righteous. Both of these are good. And again, both of these are cards I want. Like I said before, it's likely that we're going to pick up another Rally the Righteous. Although this deck would probably run 2. You know what? I'm going to take the Rally here over the Sunhome. I think I'd value getting 2 Rally the Righteous over having a Sunhome. That might be incorrect. I grant that, but I think getting the pump effect here is just too good. And I think we might be wheeling another one, if I remember correctly. Wow, I'm going to have a 2-pack deck. See? Tupac is alive, guys. We just found him. He's right here. Tupac, right here. 2-pack deck. Alright, Fury Shield wield. Probably not running that, but we'll see. In fact, the only off-color card we have is the Loxodon Hierarch. That's kind of funny. Yeah, well, that should tell you that our colors were extremely open. All junky trunk. All junky trunk. All right. A lot of creatures right now. Kind of just looking for removal spells at this point. Ooh, a Boros Garrison's kind of sweet, but it's actually not that good for this deck. Like, this deck does not want lands that enter the battlefield tapped. Helldozer. 6/5, destroy target land. If that land was non-basic, untap. Card is funny. There's another Griffin here. There's a Hawk. Entrancer is one of the best cards for the mill deck that I was talking about earlier. I guess I just take the Boros Garrison. It's also foil, which doesn't mean anything, but it just looks better. And I already have a million creatures, so yeah, I think I'll take the Garrison here. Again, I think it's awkward in the Boros decks for sure, but it's going to be my pick. Alright, well, not going to take another one, especially when there's a Skyknight Legionnaire here. It's a great pickup. Exactly the type of card we're looking for. And get in. Wow. Jeez, this pack is stacked. Bell Tower Sphinx is really solid. I'm sure a lot of you remember this from the core set it was in. Conclave Phalanx, I think, is super underrated and does a ton of work. Another Trumpeter and another Legionnaire. Oh, man. Again, these are like the two best commons for Boros. I'm not sure which one's better. I think I'm just going to triple up on Legionnaire, but Trumpeter could definitely be the pick. What does this do? Enchant creature you control. Whenever an enchanted creature deals damage to a player, sacrifice it and attach Breath of... If you do, untap all creatures you control. And after this phase, there is an additional combat phase? What the heck? Huh. Card is interesting. I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting. Might just be taking the Fiery Conclusion here. Again, we have 18 creatures in the deck already. I'm not looking for any more creatures, really, and Fiery Conclusion is a decent burn spell. Ooh! Alright, well, this pack is just gross. Flame-Kin Zealot, Sandsower. I think this is way underrated, by the way. Veteran Armorer. I mean, there's a Hex. Flight of Fancy. Lurking Informant. Informant's great. To note, Hex, you have to have 6 targets as you cast. Oh man, I'm going to go with the Flame-Kin Zealot, but I could have definitely seen taking Sandsower here. This card is way underrated and just does a ton of work. Again, I have 18 creatures in my deck already, but what a pickup. I think I'm going to cut the Flash Conscription. I have 23 cards right now, 19 of them creatures. I guess the only cut that I would really want to make is maybe the War Torch. The Frenzied Goblin's good. Yeah, this deck is nice. No Galvanic Arcs yet, but I have picked up some removal spells now. This deck is looking real solid. 2 Equenauts, 3 Legionnaires, 2 Patrols, 2 Swiftblades, 2 Guildmages, 2 Armorers. It's kind of like a block, or not block. What's the word I'm looking for? Set constructed. All right, Boros Signet is not the card you're looking for in these decks. Just don't need it. I'm gonna hate on a Siege Worm. Like I mentioned earlier, this deck's not looking to really ramp or have these slow lands. A third Conclave? Ugh. I'm not actually sure if the third Conclave is better than one of my other cards. Maybe it is. But again, 3 can just get kind of gummed up in your hand really easily, so I think we just run 2. Keep the rest like this. I didn't see any Viashino Fangtails, so it looks like red was maybe not as open as I would have liked. What pairs with red in this format, though? I think Boros is the only... I think Boros is the only color that uses red. Right? Because no Gruul, so no red-green. No Izzet, so no red-blue. No Rakdos, so no red-black. Yeah. So, not sure how we didn't see more red cards, honestly. Given how open Boros was. Unless somebody is building a non-Ravnica guild deck. Like they're just taking Galvanic Arcs and other removal spells without building, you know, this synergy. Which we, of course, have. Kind of weird how the Boros Guildmage has a different look than the Boros, like, Swiftblade or Rally, like the other multicolored cards. Because I guess it's technically multicolored, but you can cast it with just red or just white. I don't know. It's weird. You can see the borders. It's kind of a halfway. Ah, yes. The Dredge staple Flame-Kin Zealot. All right, just take a few last picks here. White, on the other hand, you know, pairs with red and green. Yeah, I think our deck's great. I think I'd probably end up cutting the Boros Garrison, or just not running the Boros Garrison and running... no, I'd probably do 8/8 Boros Garrison. Deck's great, though. No complaints. Last 5 picks in these packs, probably not going to have anything for us. I'm really happy that I took the Rally the Righteous when I did. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, we wield the Trumpeter. Wow. That's actually insane. What am I cutting now? Could just be the War Torch, I guess. Yeah, this deck is gross. 2 Trumpets, 2 Swifts, 2 Guildmages, 2 Armors, 2 Patrols, 3 Legionnaires, 2 Equenauts. I want to try this card, but I just don't think it's good. Because it's a must. Oh, Sideboard Spelunker is not bad. Probably should have been hating on these a little bit more aggressively. In any case. Deck's great, we're great, Magic's great, everything's awesome. Alright. And there's our deck. Garrison, 8 mountains, 8 plains. Say LOL GG. And we will see you guys back for round number 1. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for tuning in this triple Ravnica draft. I will see you soon.
Thank you for watching Drafting with Numot. If you haven't already subscribed to Gathering Magic, you can do so to receive news of upcoming videos and discover new content. You can also check out our playlist that contains every episode of Drafting with Numot. And don't forget, you can easily watch the next video by clicking on the annotation on screen or a direct link in the video's description box. And as always, thanks for watching.